Yo, what's going on, good people? What's going on, man? It's your boy HerbMan, man, back in the building. I know y'all might be at work, but some of y'all ain't, man. Let's go ahead and crank this live up, man. Got a good presentation. All you guys that are on my Instagram, hey, look, we got this thing live over here on YouTube and Facebook, man. So please join in. I got a little presentation, so it might be a whole lot cooler for you guys to migrate on over to that particular channel over there, man. Get this light all off your face, man. Because I know you guys probably got a lot of uh, light stuff going on right here in my camera right here, because I can see it happening. Um, so excuse me for that, uh, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that ain't gonna work. So this is what we got for y'all, man. We were talking about food and supplements, right? And not really understanding where to get this particular help from. Okay, a lot of us don't eat the proper foods, and so then the next best thing we hear is dietary supplements and nutritional supplements and things of that nature. And so what we've been trying to do, man, is put out the information on what is really conducive to one's health, maintaining your health if you are healthy. Remember, we're trying to target the healthy. So we're trying to pretty much detail out a particular method that will keep you healthy if you are healthy. You know what I mean? And we're just trying to get you to be aware that in order to maintain your health, right now, if you a teenager, if you're a young adult, even if you're middle age and you haven't really hit any major sicknesses or ailments or diseases, man, you still have an opportunity to live, as twice as long as you have now, and it's going to get a little harder as you get older. So to know what the right foods are and to know what the right things are in life, you want to do them when you got the strength and when you got the fortitude to fight the battles that may come, to do the right things, and that is to mandate our society to make sure that we are cultivating the right foods, and we're getting quality foods in our grocery stores, and that we're also providing quality food to the counter. I mean, to our tabletops. And so that's pretty much every, should be every person's, um, necessary battle right there, right? Everybody should be fighting to make sure that they're consuming quality products. So I got a little presentation here, man, that we want to just try to present to you guys and just give you a real concise understanding the difference between food and supplements, and also too the battle of which one is going to be the future of medicine. Right now, the supplemental business is a $6 billion industry, and that is nothing compared to what the potential is, right? So they're making a lot of money because people are nutrient deficient, and a lot of people don't have any other information other than supplementing it, and they don't really understand if they need to or if they don't need to. Diet is always the first thing that's thrown at people, but kind of cavalier, never really detailed about what you should be consuming on a daily basis. And another thing too, a lot of us who have diets that continue to create um, some type of limitation between what we will consume, that also contributes to a lot of our vitamin and mineral deficiency, believe it or not. So you're going to see here in the presentation that everything, man, everything evolves around food. All the deficiencies that people have that they need to be on nutritional supplements is because either they can't consume a particular type of food or that they rather choose not to consume particular type of foods. So you'll see that it's all deriving around what we put into our bodies on a daily basis, man. So I am so happy that you guys have joined. I'm so happy that you guys are here, man, so that we can go ahead and bust you upside the head with some of this good news and good message. Hey, look, man, and this ain't something that you guys have never heard before, right? But this is just a great time for you to start listening, for you to start really soaking it in, how important it is for a mother to really get the gist of this and start changing the diet of herself and her family. And I'm talking about starting from her own youthfulness so that she can have better chances at childbirth and also two better chances at the child being healthy, two and continuing on that cycle of health. And so that's why this is very important too, because believe it or not, um, over 75% of our homes, as far as our food is concerned, is being ushered in through the female, right? She goes to grocery shopping, she does the cooking for over 75% of our household. And so if she has a bad diet, normally the children are gonna have the bad diet and the spouse is gonna have the bad diet. So it's very important that everybody catch hold onto this. And everybody can influence everybody. Children can influence parents, spouses can influence each other. And so we can make this thing work. And then us as families and us as communities and us as little towns and villages can begin to start changing our communities and our cities and states, and then even our world. I'm saying, and so that's what the real motive is behind what the movement is as far as what Lethal Vital Essentials is doing. So bear with us, man. We're gonna make sure that we give you quality information at the end of the day. That's the nuts and the bolts of everything, is to try to give you that quality. And so we're gonna make sure we do that. And let's see if I can pull everything up. Yo, so tell a friend, man. You guys subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. I need all the subscribers I can get. We just reached the 50 subscribers mark, man. And I appreciate everybody who had anything to do with um, getting that number, man, because I know that it ain't hard. You guys don't know me. And so I appreciate everything that comes my way in the form of a new friend, a new subscriber, a new listener. And I wanna let you know from the bottom of my heart that I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get on here and waste your ears time or either your mind's time. Okay. I put a lot of time and energy in this with my own mind. And so I want to make sure that you getting quality, because I feel like I'm receiving quality. You know what I mean? But between me and you, I definitely don't want to waste anybody's time with the information. And so everybody that subscribes, hopefully you are faithful subscribers, and hopefully you guys are ones that will continue to share and continue to elongate the movement within your own families, within your own causes, within your own aspirations in life, and just continue to further the movement of understanding food is medicine, understanding how to cook it, how to prepare it, how to cultivate it, how to conserve it. You know what I mean? Understanding what it does for you. And so hopefully the herb of the day videos will add some type of help to you learning those things, some type of motivation for you to go deeper and further. And whatever other videos that we have, hopefully I can do that for you guys. But from me to you, it's a learning experience for me, and you're just going along the journey of me learning something new, something great that I'm so inspired and so passionate about. And I'm just sharing it while I'm on the journey with you guys, man. So I appreciate all of the subscribers, all of my riders, man. And that's kind of what I call my wife. She a rider. She just sit on the side and just enjoying the journey. Not necessarily being judgmental. So I appreciate all you guys for that, man. But further ado, let's go ahead and get into this thing, and let's see if we can flip this screen around right here. All right, give me 1 second. Let's see. All right, tell me what you guys are saying. You guys should be seeing my screen up here. Okay? You guys should be seeing the screen up here. You guys are in the building. Let me know if you can see this. Okay? Let me know if you can see it. You guys should be looking at my screen up here. See if we can get a better view of this thing. Okay. So we're talking about food versus supplements, right? And we're basically talking about all of the stuff that one needs to know when one wants to run toward supplements, right? And we want to give you reasons why people should be taking supplements and why you shouldn't be taking supplements and what you should be looking out for to understand if you need to be supplementing any type of thing, or if you just need to be changing your diet to what it needs to be, or eating certain types of foods, right? So they never really tell you, you know, what's in the supplements, and you don't really know what's in this and what's in that, but you know what food is, okay? But even with the food, they never really tell you about how they manufacture or cultivate or harvest or you know keep the food with a particular amount of shelf life. Those things you don't really know. There's not a whole lot of commercializing of that particular information, right? So, what do you really know about the foods that you consume? What do we really know about organic, natural, or just regular products? What are the differences? Are there any differences? This is kind of the things that, as a particular action that you have to survive on, that you have no means around, that in order for you to sustain any type of livelihood, you're going to have to participate in. It is ironic that we don't discipline ourselves enough in this particular area that will mandate our environment to keep a particular innocence and purity and potency within the foods that we eat, within the products that we use. Okay. And so we want to try to understand what we need to know, but we also want to ask the question of why are we not asking the question? Why do we not want to know? Okay. So these are the kind of things that we definitely want to look at. All right, now let's see here. Let's go to the next one. All right, having a little issues here. Give me 1 second. Telling me I got to start my programming over. So, so what we got to do, man, is we got to pay more attention, man. We definitely got to have a lot more wherewithal when it comes to walking through that grocery line, man. We got to have a lot more constraint when it comes to, you know, uh, what we eating at on break at work. And see, we gotta. That's why it's such a big thing for me to hopefully before I die be able to see some type of change in our society when it comes to the fact of just having quality foods at our disposal, having that access, so to speak, to these foods. Because I mean that really is the thing for me. Because to start profiling, or let's say to start discriminating, food discrimination is one of the most egregious actions that anybody could do, you know what I mean? And so would not uh I definitely would not want anybody to start doing that. We're gonna try to pop this thing back up. So, that's the thing with me that bothers me, is that we're not asking the right questions. And so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're not asking the right questions. So what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna sit here and say, okay, it is what it is. They got it. They won. Or are we going to, do something, man? Make something happen for ourselves in the form of protecting our youth, our own lives. You know, I feel like we should be obligated to look at some of those things from a different perspective than what we're doing now. You know what I mean? So let's see if we can share this screen again, man, and see if we can make this thing pop off. So you guys give me a second here. Try one more time. Boom. Boom. Okay. You guys should be seeing that. Let's see. Yeah, this PowerPoint is acting up, man. Right when I had right when I had done thought I had done something big for you though. This thing wanna act up. So once I get that straight, we'll come back to you. But um again, I still do wanna emphasize the importance of doing your own research. A lot of us don't even know, like a lot of us don't even know like what our daily intake is. A lot of us don't know what we are deficient in. So you know what I mean? Anybody could run a hack on you. I could tell you that you need more iron, just off the kind of fact that you are a woman or something. Hey, yeah, yeah, you're gonna need some iron, you know. But how much iron? When do you get off the iron? Or do you ever get off the iron? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how often are you supposed to take the iron? Okay. A lot of us again, a lot of us again are doing these diets. But how much diet? You know what I'm saying? And if you're not eating certain foods, then you're not getting certain nutrition. So again, it's cool to be health conscious, but those specificities sometimes, if you don't know the biochemistry of your body, you could be literally supporting a diet that's killing you. And that's just how important this research is. And that's why I'm trying to get you to see that we got to do a little bit better at at you know understanding these things, man. I'm gonna try this one more time. If it don't work this time, then we'll just have to go on in. You know what I mean? I just have to go on in. I just have to go on in. All right. So again, what we need to know. food versus supplements. Now, they say that supplements aren't intended to substitute for food. Okay, they can't replicate all of the nutrients and benefits of whole foods, such as fruits and vegetables. So that's why it's important for you guys out there who don't like fruits and vegetables, or who some of us just find ourselves honestly. Sometimes you just find yourself seeing that hey, you just haven't had some fruit in a while. It's not that you don't like fruit. It's just that fruit ain't the first thing coming to your mind. I mean, you're eating, but it ain't like you're just going on a fruit crave to where you're just craving fruit. So you find yourself, if you think about it, having gaps in when you had fruit. And if that's the case, then you need to put fruit back into a heavy rotation, you know, throughout the week. Now, if you don't know what you should be eating, just know that it's got to be green leafy vegetables, one. It needs to be fruits, two. It needs to be nuts, three. You need to be grains. You need to have some beans and peas and stuff like that in your diet. Okay. And those things right there, in a nutshell, will keep you pretty well off. Okay. If you can just try to make sure you got those things in your diet, you could be pretty good. There's things that can substitute for dairy products. There are things that you can substitute um, for a whole lot of stuff. But again, meat. Sometimes you may need some meat. Okay, I'm just gonna say that for a lot of you vegans and vegetarians. Sometimes you may need some meat. Don't you know right now that when there's a study going on, and you guys can Google this, but when when people who have strict diets get chronic diseases, right? Especially blood disorders. If you're not willing to balance your diet because of your your strictness, it's hard to get you back to optimal condition, man. It's just hard. So that's why we really, really need to understand this video and spread the word. This is for diabetics, cancer patients, AIDS patients, but this is also for those people who are healthy as a baby lion. Because in order for you to maintain that health, this is what you need to know. Now, as I'll say that whole foods offer three main benefits that dietary supplements don't. And that's why we need to understand that. Now, when we're talking about supplements, they are classified as nutritional supplements. Some people call them dietary supplements, but they are the same thing. And here's the thing, they are not foods. Supplements are not food, and it is not drugs. Okay. And so this supplement should not be a food replacement. And the reason why I'm making that stipulation, because that is powerful. People try to do supplements instead of eating the right foods. Oh, okay, because I ain't had a banana, I'll go get this over here. No, you still need the banana too. It's not a substitute for food, and it was not invented to be a food replacement. Okay. That's a whole nother understanding that we got to do. Now it says that you got some benefits of that food bring over nu- over the nutritional supplement. Now I'm pretty sure you guys know that. But let me tell you about what a supplement was intended for. It is a product that contains vitamins, minerals, it contains botanicals, amino acids, and it contains extracts. So they have the things in it that you need. And some of these supplements have a lot of phytonutrients that the body needs. But a lot of them don't have the amount or the potency that is in the foods that you can eat for the same thing. And that is the big difference. That the nutrients do, the supplements, hey, they carry the same thing as food, but not in the same potency. And some things it cannot do. And if you take high doses of it, it'll make you sick when you're trying to take high doses of a supplement rather than getting it from a food. Okay. So let's see what they say here. What's the first benefit of food? Greater nutrition. Greater nutrition. Whole foods are more complex than supplements, and they contain a variety of micronutrients your body needs that cannot be duplicated. They can't be replicated. They only can come from food. See what I'm saying? Because of the green skin and the orange skin on that carrot. You're talking about flavonoids and carotenoids that are very, very hard for supplements to carry. Again, you're talking about things like flavonoids and carotenoids, all right, and nutrients that are very hard to get into supplements. And the red on the tomato, okay, the skin on the ginger, all of that, that skin on the lemon, all of that seeps into the vegetables, and you need all of that. You need the reason why it make these colors the color. Okay, so we got to understand that food has greater nutrition. So opening up some of you guys' diet is going to be what you're going to need to heal yourself, and then shutting down, for the most part, for some of you guys, is going to be what you need to heal yourself. But it's all in the food, all in the food, man. Okay, so here it says that uh, number two, food has essential fibers that supplements are hard to duplicate. Fiber that can help you prevent certain diseases such as type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And it also can help manage constipation. Okay. Now we know that there are things out there that can help you manage your constipation. But again, why do anything synthetic when you can just know what foods you need or have the proper diet on a daily basis that will allow your body to work in this optimal way that will continue to allow you to be healthy in this fashion, the way you're not having to worry about no fiber or going to the bathroom or holding on to food for 2 or 3 days. I know people that, so if a person eat 3 times a day, okay, if you eat 3 times a day 7 days a week, then that's 21 meals. Okay. If you eat 3 times a day for 7 days a week, that's 21 meals. Now, if you do 4 weeks in a row, then you're up at talking about around, let's say, 84 meals. Okay. So you have 84 meals that you consume in a month's time if you eat 3 meals a day. Now, if you eat 3 meals a day, how many times should you go to the bathroom? So you should be going to the bathroom at least 21 times a week, 84 times a month, right? Every time you consume something, you should be going to the bathroom. Now, if I say that, ask yourself, how many times do you go to the bathroom? So if you are consuming that much in one's, and it's just like pouring water in a cup, and you just keep pouring it, and it doesn't have a way to release the excess. You're going to either bust the container or it's going to overflow. Now, which two things are happening to you? Are you busting open or are you overflowing with issues and diseases? You see what I'm saying? Because you're consuming so much and you're not releasing anything at the rate you're consuming. No, you're not outputting anything at the rate you're inputting. And there's no way for you to be healthy if you have that type of ratio. That goes back to my wealth videos. That's your debt to income ratio. How much you got coming in and how much you got going out. If you understand the wealth theory, then you should understand the health theory. How much food are you consuming and how much are you releasing? And if it's not equal, then you are a feeding ground for disease. And that's where these fibers come in at. And these fibers are going to be, most importantly, in the foods, okay? They're going to be in your foods. All right, now, when you're talking about, uh, you know, who needs supplements and why, um, That's a whole nother thing right here. But let me go to this right here because we had a third one up here. I don't necessarily know where my third one went, but the third one that I had up there was antioxidants, and I may have skipped it. There we go. So the third one there is antioxidants. Okay. Now, this is one of the most important aspects of why you need foods. Okay. Why food should be your preferable choice of medicine. Okay. Because here is where it gets very, very complicated for things to be replicated or duplicated. Okay. It's certain things that I believe the universe has created that, you have to consume it naturally. You have to intake it naturally. You have to witness it naturally. You have to confide in it from a natural standpoint. You know, there are certain relationships that we just can't fake only but for so long until the real you got to get revealed. And I believe that that's what we're dealing with when we're talking about humanity as a whole. We've created a lot of synthetic conveniences that take the place of the reality of what we face. And it's only but for so long, all of them are temporal. Nothing, uh, nothing that we can create from the standpoint of our true satisfaction is of permanency. Um, and so we're always caught in the limelight of chasing you know, a, um, a dodging bullet, right? You're chasing a moving piece, and so health has always been one of those things that it has eluded us, and it has been one of those things because of the fact of our inventions and our conveniences, and and the way we have engineered our society to be. So the most, the person who feeds you is now so busy that she can't really even pay attention to what she consumes, more or less what she's feeding you. And it's to no fault of her own. It's survival, and it's the capitalistic society that we're in. Okay, everybody's required to, pay attention to, again, what's coming in, income, but we never are really paying attention to output, what we putting out. And so if you're putting out bad energy, it's probably because you're eating bad foods. And if you're thinking wrong mentally, emotionally, if you're stuck in a rut, maybe it just open up your diet or switch up certain things in your diet to see what you can do. Now, some high doses of antioxidant supplements have been associated with heart risk. So you see, once we try to go and duplicate certain things, it can harm us. And then that's when you turn a medicine into a poison. And that's true with everything that we do. We can turn food from a positive medicinal thing that will keep the body in optimal performance with over excessiveness, gluttony or greed, and the lack of knowledge when it comes to why you should conserve or why you should not harvest or harvest something, and you can just kill it. And what happens is you kill the remedy to something of yourself, because we're all connected, and we're all connected in the universe, and plants and food are a valuable piece of that universe that has kept man going for years and for years. And we can't duplicate certain things. We just have to get it straight up from nature. Okay. And so that's what I really want to get across to you guys. Many whole foods are also good for food is good for every single thing. Even with the FDA. The FDA is sending you straight to food. They don't send you straight to supplements, they send you straight to food. Now, like I said, there are reasons why people need supplements. Okay, there are reasons why people need supplements, and some of the reasons, well, from on hand is, um, women who are trying to become pregnant. A lot of times, your folic acid is low, but there are foods out there that you can eat to increase the folate within your body. Now, if you want to um, enhance that particular intake, then you may want to supplement it. Now, there are also people who are pregnant who need to take prenatal vitamins, okay, to keep their iron up and also to keep their folate up. All right. And these people may need to take supplements. Why? Because they are two people in one. Okay. So they are sharing their vitamins and their nutrients to produce a whole nother human. So there are going to be some low levels in some certain areas. So with a pregnant woman, that is a particular person that may require supplementation, okay, nutritional supplementation. All right, now another individual that may need supplements is adults over 50 years old because they need a little bit more vitamin B12. Okay. And so uh, they are recommended to, again, you can find vitamin B12 in food. All right. I can give you some foods like, fortified cereal, poultry, seafood like clams and trout, salmon, haddock, and tuna. Okay. But again, depending on where you at in that particular area, you may need to take a particular supplements because your system and the age you're at, and depending on what your diet is when you're talking about fortified products, you got to be able to handle that system wise, functional wise. Okay. If you can't, then you would have to take a multivitamin that contains B12 or just a straight up B12 supplement. But what I say is just eat B12 foods. Okay. Eat more B12 foods. I just gave them to you. Clams, trout, salmon, haddock, tuna, fortified cereals, poultry, meats, eggs, dairy products, whatever you got to do. But you need 6 micrograms. That's all you need is 6 micrograms. Okay. Now, another person that may need supplements is a person over the age of 65. Okay. Now, the reason why this person may need them is because they lack vitamin D, which is one of the nutrition that most of us lack as most Americans. We are vitamin D deficient for the most part. Now, you're 65 years or older, you're going to be more deficient in this particular area as you get older. So you're required to have 800 IUs of vitamin D to reduce the risk of falls. That way, your bones and everything could be good to go. Now, on the daily value, you should have 400. So, pretty much when you get over 65, you should double your daily intake. Now, we all know that how you get vitamin D is being in the sun. We know that light skinned people or white skinned people can be in the sun for approximately 30 minutes to an hour to get a proper amount of vitamin D, especially if they're eating vitamin D foods, okay? And that's all they really got to do, and they be good to go. But if you are a dark-skinned individual, you may need to be out there upwards of 2 hours to 4 to a day to get the right amount of vitamin D that you need, even if you are eating vitamin D foods. And the reason why is because you have a thing called melanin, and melanin is a great sun blocker, and sometimes it's too good for your own good because it blocks out most of the sun, that therefore requiring you to be out there a lot longer. Now, that is the whole thing. So if you're older and you're a dark-skinned individual, you need to be out in the sun a whole lot longer than an hour or two, okay, or 30 minutes. If you are a light-skinned or white-skinned individual over 65, then you need to be out in the sun double the time that you would in your youth. So if you could have been out there 30 minutes to an hour, you may need to be out there an hour or two so that you can get a little bit more because you need double the international units or IUs of vitamin D. All right. So those are some of the people that need supplements. Now, who are some of the other people that need supplements? You got people out here that don't eat good, that don't, their diet is out of whack. And when I mean a diet, it doesn't mean that they necessarily have a specific food that they don't eat or ain't trying to eat. They just don't have a diet at all. And that type of diet could sometimes mean that you're getting too much of something or too far less calories than what you need to have. Okay, and so you may need to have some supplements. But what I say to people that do that is uh, expand your food regimen so that you can take care of your body medicinally. Look, if you are a vegan or vegetarian or whoever else you want to call yourself with these particular diets, and if you go to the doctor and he tell you that you need to take a particular medicine, you're gonna take it to live. Food is medicine, people. If I tell you to eat a particular food that is going to help you medicinally, that's just like popping a pill. Do what you got to do so that you can be healthy in life. Okay? So, again, people who need supplements are folks who ain't got good diet discipline. Far too less or far too much of something. Other people who need supplements are people who are vegans or vegetarians who have very, very limited variety of foods that they consume. Again, you're going to see that a lot of people who need supplements, it derives around the choice to not eat certain things, or you have a medical condition where you can't eat something. It's one or the other, and that's something that I think can still be corrected by through foods. All right, now what are some of the other reasons why you may need supplements? Because you're following other diets, like religious diets and stuff like that. You may need to take supplements. All right. You may don't eat 2 and 3 servings of seafood like you're supposed to a week. But I showed you guys in the other video when we're talking about traditional African diet and the diet of modern excess, why you need to have at least 3 plates of seafood, meaning you need to have 3 meals of seafood at least a week, because that is going to be good for your heart health. Um, people who are not eating the right amount of seafood may need supplements. People who have limited milk intake or who are lactose intolerant may need to take supplements. But I say that there are other things that you can consume that can give you the vitamins that you're looking for in milk. Okay. There are other foods that are out there other than supplements. There are other foods that you can use. All right. Now, there are people who need supplements because they have heavy bleeding during menstruation. There are herbs out there that can help with that. There are people who use supplements that have medical conditions that affects how people body absorbs nutrients. See, so these things that may be out of one's control, where you don't have nothing to do with why your body won't absorb the nutrients from food, and then because of that you have chronic diarrhea, or you got some food allergies, or you got food intolerances, or disease of the liver, or you got a disease of the gallbladder, excuse me, or you got a disease of intestines or pancreas. People who have those types of issues that can't consume whole foods properly, then okay, these are going to be people who are going to need supplements. But again, I will defer by saying also too that a lot of these particular issues like chronic diarrhea and food allergies and food intolerance and disease of the liver and the gallbladder and the intestine and the pancreas can be healed through things like herbs, which are again foods. So or plant-based things. So once you heal them with herbs, then they can eat what they need to eat. That's how I look at it from an herbalist standpoint. All right. The reason why they call me the herb man. All right, now, and then lastly, people who have had surgery on their digestive tract, okay, people who've had, severe injuries, or some real um, intricate surgeries that have happened in the digestive area may have issues with digestion and absorbing nutrients as well. And so those people may need supplements too. Now, people who have had surgeries, sometimes the herbs may not be able to do anything because the body has already been altered in a way that you may need to stay on some type of medical prescription type of stuff to make sure that you're dealing with yourself the right way, because when you start altering the body and you start having surgeries, As a herbalist, honestly, I would say that you may want to continue to maintain some type of, of medical care because, again, the body is altered. And until we really can understand the body again and see exactly what is needed, you know, uh, it's kind of nothing that we can do. And so for me, that's why I said herbs and food and exercise, all these things to me are preventive medicine. That's why I'm pushing the whole thing of food is medicine so that healthy people can stay healthy. Okay. I believe it to be preventative. I believe that when you start to where you need to have surgeries and that you've had surgeries, then I think that you're in the right hands and that should be in the medical care. Okay. Now, so if you're, if you're on the fence and you're still trying to figure out, you know, why what is he talking about and why I need this and why I need that? And are you one of these people that need supplements? Again, I'm going to tell you the nutritional supplement industry, the dietary supplement industry is a $6 billion market. But I'm going to tell you that that's not the reason why you don't need them. $6 billion is nothing when you're talking about a market. All right. Now, when you're talking about a company, one company that may be a great feat, but a market that shows me that that's a lot of growing potential within that market. And so you have a lot, let me repeat, a lot of people trying to shoot in the gap to get this and get into this $6 billion market. And they're not really concerned with your body. They're not really concerned with your biochemical makeup. They're not concerned with your nutritional deficiencies as you may think, because you should be. They are out here trying to get into a market that is plentiful, okay? And they see that you are interested in health, but that you are not, um, how can I put it? Uh, well versed enough to know what you need. Okay. And there are certain steps that you need to take before you even try to venture off into health anything. And the first thing is, why would you even think that you're unhealthy in the first place if you don't know your levels? So, again, vitamin deficiency test is one of the all-time most important tests that you can have. So if you guys have insurance out there and y'all are working on these jobs, you need to tell your boss man that you need to get this vitamin and mineral deficiency test. You need to tell your doctor, hey, I need it. And you need to get the one that tests for everything. Don't leave nothing out. I want everything. Whatever it is y'all gonna test for it. Okay. And so I know, and it's called a vitamin and mineral deficiency test that you will take home to yourself and that you're gonna have. There's gonna be a platelet. There's gonna be a platelet for what you need to do to get back in the right parameters. Okay. Now, why should you choose supplements or why not? Well, they are classified as nutritional supplements, like I said, but they ain't foods and they ain't drugs. That's important because if you're not a food, then how can I guarantee to know that you got the nutrition? And if you're not a drug, then what are you good for? You see what I'm saying? Because by definition, a drug is used to prevent, treat, or cure disease. Now it says that I cannot call you a drug. These terms cannot be used with supplements. You cannot call a supplement a drug. So if I can't call you a food because you're not, and if I can't call you a drug because you don't prevent, treat, and cure, then what am I taking you for? What am I taking you for? You're not you're not a food replacement. You're not regulated by the FDA, so I'm not even sure if what you are telling me that is in the product is actually in the product. Are you guys getting this? If you're not a food and if you're not a drug, are you any good for me? That's the moral of this particular presentation. Are you any good for me? How can a multi-billion-dollar market be flooded by people who are giving you unevaluated, non-food, non-drugs that may not have any value to you at all. Now it says that they carry vitamins, mineral, botanicals, amino acids, and their extracts, but food does too. And we just noted that food has more potency in these particular areas than the supplements. So I'm going to try to basically replace my food intake with these supplements instead of replacing food with what I need. Eating more and eating better is the name of the game. And then we got good deals for you. $5 for a bottle. Get 3 for the 20. They got good deals for you. Get lose weight in 3 days. Good deal for you. Go ahead and pop these pills and you'll have muscle mass in 30 days. You know what I'm saying? We'll elongate you in 30 days. Pop these pills, you'll be elongated and you'll be dragging on the ground, man. Your girl will be looking at you crazy in 30 days with these supplements. Okay? You'll be back on your feet and feeling like you're 22 years old and you know you 75 with these particular supplements. Have you feeling young again? Supplement. Instead of you eating foods of your youth, like watermelon and 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 oranges and things that made you smile, the things that reminded you of your youthfulness. Those will continue to keep you youthful. See, it's not rocket science, people, but it's not into the inventions as well. Food is medicine. Food is medicine. And that's why some of the first people that have known the man to write any documentary on uh, medicine as a whole came out with this quote: let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. Into the modern world, there's no greater uh, uh, medicine philosopher than Hippocrates. Okay, and now when you want to go into the African tradition, there's no greater medicinal guy than uh excuse me there, y'all. I thought I had somebody coming in. But um yeah, so you got all of these different people that have told us throughout history that food is the medicine. You got the FDA that tells you that you need these particular nutrients every day. And then they tell you to go and get them in food. And I'm going to leave the link below for you guys to pull up the chart from the FDA so you'll know exactly what minerals and vitamins you need, the daily value, what they do for you, and where to find them at. And it's all on a little chart that the FDA got, their FDA approved stuff. So again, supplements are not evaluated by the FDA, but your food is. Again, you don't, really know your daily value, but because you are a strict diet person, you are basically killing yourself. Or because of your religious beliefs in food. Now, I ain't going to say your religious belief of your life, but whatever has caused you to eat in such a limited fashion could literally be the apparatus of your disease, of your sickness, of your illnesses, your willingness to open your palate, to get outside your comfort zone can literally be the reason why you are sick. And that is critical. And that is absurd to me. That is sad because you're trying to tell me that we have a way around something and that we have remedies to things. But in the same token, you're trying to tell me that um, it's my fault, if any, of why I'm not healthy, pretty much. Pretty much what you're saying to me. That it's my fault of why I'm not healthy. And that's just, it's sad. And I think, man, that we just got to do something about it. And so this is my attempt. My attempt to try to do something about it is to share the information, is to push you guys toward researching the labels, being more aware of what we're consuming from a whole standpoint, not just from a physical standpoint, but even what we're consuming, what we're listening to, what we're looking at, what are coming into our portals that are making us do the same thing without any awareness, any type of epiphany that it may be damaging, at least to the point of creating creating something based on factual information. And what I mean by that is putting your health in your own hands is knowing what your health is. And then from knowing that, you create this particular thing for your family, for you, your family. Everybody's going out and getting ancestral DNAs, and it's good to know what family you come from, and it's good to know what ancestry you have, and it's good to know what culture you come from, and it's good to know all these things. But just as equally as important as it is good to know what is going on within your body, what are your deficiencies, what are your levels, what is your body saying to you, what kind of diet do you need as a black person, what kind of diet do you need as a black woman, what kind of diet do you need as a white man, what kind of diet do you need as a Mexican, what kind of diet do you need as a Spanish man, what kind of diet do you need as a Cuban, what kind of diet do you need as a Puerto Rican. All of these things may be different based on different regions, but all of these things also may be different just based on you. You. So some people who are vegan, if they had a known their vitamin and deficiency test, it would have told them you really can't be doing that because you need certain nutrition. And so that's why sometimes when we do change our diets, it doesn't help the cause. you know. And people say, well, it's too late. That's why. No, it ain't really too late. It's just that you you're switching over to a more limited diet as well. You're going more limited, and the more limited you go, you better know what works. If you don't know what works, you need to keep that particular space open for whatever. And this is the secret to health, people. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. This is where it's at, man. So understand that, man. Understand that. Let me see if I can switch this back over to your boy. Well, yeah, understand that, man. It's so vital. It's so important, and we just got to get it in. So hopefully you guys could really understand that particular information from the standpoint of its importance, and from the standpoint of understanding it in its entirety. And two, I hope you can get it to understand lethal violence essentials and HerbMan and what we here for and what we trying to do for everybody. And hold on 1 second here. For what we trying to do for everybody, man, and the information and the education that we trying to bring about. Now, if you guys got a particular time that you want me to come on and come live and give y'all this particular education, then let me know, man. And what I try to do is I try to suit you guys. I try to get into a time slot that all of you guys could tune in and listen. I'm talking to all my subscribers. If you guys have a time that you think is good to come on and be able to educate you a little bit more on herbs, and for you guys to be interactive and to be able to chime in and holler at me, hey, let me know. I know a lot of you guys be at work and things of that nature. We all got to work, and that's what I'm doing. So I get it, but I definitely want to choreograph this to where we can dance together and we can kind of figure this thing out together, a one-on-one. And man, and so just let me know. Like I said, to continue to share the information. I appreciate all of you guys. Like I said, man, this has been your boy HerbMan. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it, man. And until next time, I leave everything in the description below. Peace.